What's going on, guys? How we doing out there? TGIF, yet another Friday. Made it to another Friday. What you guys doing for the weekend? Anything exciting? I always ask that, and I always say the same thing for me. Work. More work and work. But that's okay because, hey, love what I do. What's going on? What are you guys up to? Give me a shout if you have anything interesting to say. Hey, if you got anything to say, boring, interesting, don't care, feel free to chat it up. In the meantime, I will pick up where I left off on Wednesday. If you remember, I think I just started to animate the #1 character for the cutscene. So pretty much got her finished, at least for the body performance and the lip sync. That's done. So that leaves basically just a couple of items. I need to do the eyes, right? The eye blinks, the pelvis, which I still don't know why I didn't rig that properly in the first place. So I need to clean that up. And then the belt, that just kind of floats in space. So I need to adjust that. But excuse me. Let's go ahead and take a look at where we are these days. Let me select here. Here you go. And this is the latest and greatest.
The last piece of equipment is now on board, sir.
Terrific. Good riddance to that whole planet.
And the Tribble's back as well.
What?
It's back.
No.
Yes.
No! Lock the ship down!
Sir, it's just a Tribble.
Do it! Security, go floor to floor until you find and vaporize that mangy furball!
So I'm happy with that little bit right here, where he's like telling her to do it. And I don't have the eyes doing it yet. I'm going to do like a squint on the eyes, but...
Lock the ship down!
Sir, it's just a Tribble.
Do it!
Doesn't.
Security, go floor to floor and...
You know? Find a way to, like, make the mouth frown. I wish I had more controls over the face, but, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much there.
Sir, it's just a Tribble.
Do it! Security.
There you go. And, of course, Maya with this little Z-depth issues. That's always fun. You see it, like, there. It kind of disappears and reappears. Thank you, Maya. You're so good at handling Z-depth with textures and alphas, but like I haven't ranted about that before. All right, so where are we at? So, you know, as you see, lip sync is pretty much good to go. Excuse me. So here's all the keys here. You can see the batches of lines here representing the keyframes for the points where she talks, and then obviously here she's not saying anything. It's just all him. So I think what I could do is just mute the audio for the time being, because right now I just got some cleanup work on her specifically. Let's turn off so we can get at everything. Is that actually the pelvis? That's the belt. That's the pelvis, right? Yeah, so I'll deal with that one first. Alright, and what I might do is just kind of hug what's going on with the hips there. Yeah, and I probably won't key everyone. It's just more or less just to have it follow along, so it doesn't have to be exact, but I just wanted to have some motion in there, like that. See, I mean, it's super subtle, right? It's just that little dunk down right there. And it's gonna come back up here, like that. Not quite that high. A little further over. That's good. And I can't even see it there, so I'm just gonna ignore that. Like that. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Just make this timeline shorter by a smidge. That'd be pretty good. Yeah, and then rising up there. So we're good up to that point. And then, once again, what I'm looking at is just this little pelvic kind of shape here, which I did not do a good job on the rig. I should have just done a parent constraint with the controller on that towards the hips. Oh, not a parent constraint. Well, yeah, probably a parent constraint. And then just allow this control to be animated as an offset. But oh well, this doesn't take too much effort. I mean, you see him just kind of buzzing through this, and it's more or less just trying to make it look like it's kind of following along. It's not that much in terms of fancy offsets or anything. Like so. And I'm just using the arrow keys. Oh, I do love Maya's arrow keys for nudging your animation. That's always a nice little handy tool. Yeah, if you just hold the Alt key down, and you can, like that, nudge it in the direction you want. I do like that. Makes it easier because here trying to nuance drag is kind of a pain sometimes. Like that. That's good. And we finally get some motion again here. Interesting. Don't know why that moved there. Let me just grab that key and copy it over like that. That should be good. About like that. And then she's gonna come down again here. Yeah, so breezing through this, not taking very long. Yeah, really subtle move going across there. That up. Yep. Back down. Holds for a second and then dips. I'm nitpicking this one because the two legs kind of moving in different speeds, different angles, so that midpoint's looking kind of funky. Yeah, I'll split the difference. I guess that should be good enough. Like that. Alright, good there. Just a slight dip here. Back up just that much. And then we'll do one more dip here. Alright, about halfway through. So it's pretty fast. Really simple stuff. Just, you know what? I'm going to nuke that keyframe way ahead there. It's going to dip just a little. There, it starts to move. That's good. So we got the final, not to segue into anything, but final episode of WandaVision tonight. Don't know if anyone out there has been watching it, but I was pretty surprised by it. I've talked about it before, but yeah, it was. There's more story there than I thought there would be. No, we're not going to be buying. That's so annoying. I forgot how to make them go away here. Let's see. There we go. Goodbye. There we go. Banhammer comes out. Bye-bye. Thanks, but no thanks. That was kind of fun. That was cathartic. Bummer that that's the only person to comment today, but at least it amused me. That's all that matters. Come back up, like so. That's pretty good. Another keyframe there. Get rid of him. Like so. Coming to the end. Oh, got a couple more. They're not doing anything, so make those go away. In. Yep. One final motion of the hips here. Oops. Down. That's good. Johnny Ree, look who's here. What up, man? Welcome back. How you been? What's new? Been a long time, yeah. I did take a break. I did sort of step away for a while. Went off and did some freelance stuff, but still worked on the game. Yeah, unlike you, it's still just me, you know. But I finally got the game out, as it says right there. I actually got the game out in a pretty polished form. It's available free on Steam in playtest. But yeah, what's going on with you, man? Last we talked, you were sending out keys and doing your testing. How's that all going for you, man? Haven't looked lately. Are you guys actually at the point of release, or are you still doing testing? I myself am just doing some... So the game is pretty much done. So at this point, I'm just doing some of the cutscenes that... Still testing? Okay, so you haven't hit the early access yet? Okay, cool. Well, congrats on the progress. Let's see, I'll show you. This is... in this scene, the Tribble has managed to climb through 3 of the environments and ends up getting inadvertently beamed back onto the ship. And this is where the captain finds out.
The last piece of equipment is now on board, sir.
Terrific. Good riddance to that whole planet.
And the Tribble's back as well.
What?
It's back.
No.
Yes.
No! Lock the ship down!
Sir, it's just a tribble.
Do it! Security, go floor to floor until you find and vaporize that mangy furball.
Okay, I just noticed something there I want to fix. Haven't done the eyes yet. Gotta do the eye blinks likewise. Yeah, thanks, man. Eye blinks and then the belt on her. But what I also noticed is that I'm overextending the hand here when she's doing that wipe. So the fingers are physically like separating. The easiest way to fix that. Nice, thanks, man. Come on. What the hell? Did not want to like switch there for a second. Alright, this is how we fix that. We grab the shoulder control and drag that puppy out. And figure out where it starts screwing up here. Alright. We don't need the audio, so I'll mute that again. So, oh, sorry about that. Just smacked the mic there. So what's going on with the, have you guys pretty much gotten things locked down, or are you making lots of, like, feature creep kind of changes, or is it just a matter of taking the feedback and smoothing things out? How's that going? Yeah, that's okay. Boom. Yeah, extending way too far there. So, there we go. We just cheat it like that. Pushing out a new big version for testing before moving on to release stuff. Fantastic, man. Big time congrats. That is awesome. Yeah, I can't remember timeline-wise, if I talked about the fact that rewritten renderer, new physics engine among other. Really? Wait. So are you talking about like HDRP or something, or are you kind of rolling your own still? Or okay, let me start back. Are you still using Unity? And you're just sort of like doing your own render on top of it with a modified HDRP and physics. Wait, you're doing your own physics engine? That's crazy. Is that what I'm understanding, or? That's brutal. Your own render, not physics. Just the new. Oh, okay. What do you think of that? I mean, I know they've been touting I've gone away from using game objects. Really? Fascinating. Okay. So, wait, if you're not using game objects, then what is the process there? That's fascinating. I'd love to hear. Yeah, so, gotta do it here. Like so. And then she stretches too far. Alright. Done your own way of managing assets, so passing directly into the rendering. Wow. So I'm guessing that's like a big performance boost? I mean, obviously because when you do a game engine that can accommodate all things, right? Then you're going to have a situation where it's lowest common denominator. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. But if you're streamlining it and making it relevant to only what you're doing, I can see how you could get major performance boost. But damn, dude, that's some heady stuff, man. That's some serious under the hood tinkering. Only when you reach 300,000 polys or 300,000 objects on the screen. Wait, because how are you doing 300,000 game objects? I mean, the stuff you're showing me before has a finite sized board, right, with a couple of characters. GPU instancing. So wait, did you pull the camera back and you're now like showing not only the entire table, but like the table's taking up the entire like house now? OP Scripter, what up, buddy? Welcome back, man. How's it going? Pretty much. Okay, that's cool. And I mean, if you could do I've got to know. Is it any of this kind of tied into the Unity's dot stuff, or is this all proprietary and it don't matter? Oh, good start for OP Scripter. Got himself a catch right there. Yep, and I'm stretching right there as well. Let me fix that right there. You see the fingers physically separating from the hand. So we just cheat the shoulder up like so. And then we're good. All right, so we'll check that. Parted dots, okay. But not their entity system? Okay. Yeah, I haven't really heard anyone talk too much about using dots. You know, I mean, that's high performance kind of stuff, but they did open up some things in rendering as a result of their ECS system, though. That's cool. Okay. Jobs and bursted. Oh, yeah? Yeah, the stuff I was reading about it sounded fantastic, but it was exponentially over my head, so it's not like anything I was going to be incorporating anytime soon myself. And I'm also doing, obviously, much smaller scale stuff, so I don't see myself needing that much of a performance kick, but that is so cool that you guys have been able to pull that off. I'm just trying to make AI that doesn't suck. I've rewritten my AI for my. There's two of the main characters. The well, here the red shirt cats that are in the spaceship level, and then the apes in the jungle. I just have my own quasi approach because, once again, not properly trained. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, so I just make it up as I go along. So I came with my own approach, which was good, but broke easily. So I redid it, and it was much better, but still kind of broke. So I rewrote it a third time, and I think I'm good. But, you know, we'll see. I'm waiting to hear back from anyone that has complaints, and still, knock on wood, that's the way. You haven't been able to test it fully. Are you, so are you going to be testing exclusively just through playtesters, or are you going to start playing around with some ML stuff, right? That's like the magic black box concept to me, of having like some, you know, ML code that just goes ahead and just tests the game endlessly for itself. Nice, good catch. Just people playing? Okay. Yeah. I hate the super edge case ones, man. The ones that are so hard that you have no idea how to replicate. Like I had that, you have a few hundred unique players per day, which is good. That's right. Well, not surprising since you had that massively successful Kickstarter, right? So, and that's awesome that you're getting your whole crew of players to jump in there and give us some proper testing. And refresh my memory. So, is it just local play, or is it like a server on the back end that's handling those type gameplay issues? You probably talked about it before, but I'm old. Memory sucks, so I can't recall offhand. Online backend? Gotcha. So are you... is that your own thing, or multiplayer building and playing? Gotcha. I mean, just run that, doing like the typical AWS thing with your own back-end code, or... what's a new one? It's Mirror, I think, right? That seems to be the new hotness, at least in terms of like pre-made online tools. Looks pretty cool, but I'm not touching multiplayer again for a while, online at least. Maybe like, you know, local, but not touching any online stuff again. That's brutal, especially for someone that has no clue what he's doing. Photon for real-time stuff. Okay, for the persistent data. Gotcha. Sweet. All right. Well, you're still in testing now, but I mean, are you concerned about the photon cost rising once you actually have a larger user base? Because that's always been my fear. Because yeah, part B of that question, since you have a premium app, right? You pay once and you're done. Do you have any concerns about like having X amount of sales of the game and you have a nice little chunk of change in the beginning, but if the game has a long tail and people play it for a very, very long time, are you worried about no additional revenue coming in to cover the cost of the server over an extended period of time? I always found that question fascinating. I always want to know if, how that's a thing. I mean, I understand if you have a game that constantly has a new user base that are coming along over time, so the new users that pay the premium to get the app are subsidizing the server over time. But if it's just an initial push and all those players hang, and if you're not charging any kind of monthly fee, I'm always curious about that. All right, I think the hand's behaving now. A bit worried. Long time for the cost to catch up to us, though. Okay, that's good. But I mean, that was when I was first plotting for my online game, right? Which thankfully, I don't know if I should say thankfully, but I will never come near any concerns of any kind of major expenditures because the user base is not there for me. But yeah, that was always a fascinating question. So I guess the approach is, yeah, it's almost like in a college investment kind of thing, right? It's almost like you have to, if you get a bunch of that cash in, maybe squirrel a portion of it away for future server costs. Yeah, just always wondered that. All right, so we're good. Why do you keep doing that? Maya, you're so broken. I swear to God, you think Autodesk, with as much money as they make, they would actually make software that works, but this thing is, wow, we're just really broken today. Really? There it goes. 12th time is a charm. Look at that. God. I mean, I expect that from a program that's written by like two people, right? Mom and pop kind of working out of the garage kind of thing, but Autodesk, come on, seriously? That's some crap right there. Alright, that's shirt. That's not what I want. I want the belt. Got the belt. Alright, so let's go ahead and fix up the belt here. Alright, and I do have some meaningless keys in here, so I'm going to delete those. Oh, so yeah, I was going to mention too, I can't remember last time you were here, Johnny, last time I was around here. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I actually got the Switch added to the list of platforms I'm going to be heading out to finally. I finally got their blessing. That was probably the last time you were around. I can't remember. Time is blurring, man. Oh, nice. Yeah, thanks, man. Pretty excited about that. Got the dev kit. That's on the list of tasks for sure. Okay, do you remember? Okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't know about you, man. When you're sitting in front of the computer endlessly, day after day, and it's one of those things that it just kind of blurs after a while. You look at something and I'll mention something to my wife, and it's kind of like, you remember, like, I don't know, it's about 3 or 4 months ago, and she'll go, no, that was 2 years ago. What? Wait, what? That was what? Oh my God. I keep saying, man, the older you get, the faster the time goes. Let's see. Do I have some motion in there? That's okay. Alright, so belt so far is hanging pretty nicely. Yeah, I guess actually the belt's doing okay there. It's more or less the pelvis that was sitting stationary that was bugging me the most. Yeah, I think I'm okay with the belt. It's actually right. Well, congratulations on the wedding. 2.5 years or a few months later. To quote Spock, hours would be like days. Alright, so I'm not going to mess with that. So let's go ahead and move on to the eyes. And like him, I don't think I have it set up. Nope, I do not have point control set up, which I should, but oh well. So let's just get straight at the joints. Go show joints like that. Alright, and then let's hide this. We can get at this. Oh, and then I gotta do her ears too. I haven't touched her ears yet. So that'll be on the list as well. That one, need to head out. We'll be back later. Thanks for streaming. Hey, thanks for coming back, man. I'm only doing 1 hour stream, so I'll be heading out in about a half hour myself. So don't be surprised if I've already bolted if you make it back. But yeah, man, thanks for stopping by again. Glad you guys are still doing well. Glad to hear that, man. You as well. Hopefully see you soon. Take care, Johnny. Thanks, buddy. Yep, okay. So, yep, looks like I got everyone there, which is good. Why does that eye look like it's offset, though? That's kind of weird. I guess that's right. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start this actually down a little bit. So, yeah, I like that better. Alright, let's grab these two, and this is not the way you're supposed to animate. You're supposed to have someone that rigs it properly, but I suck and I'm lazy, so you get what you get. Alright, so now I'm just going to concentrate on doing eye blinks throughout the whole thing. I may come back and also do some rotations on the brows, depending on how much of a crap I give. Marginal. Alright, so first thing is she's looking, and we'll do this where she's doing the head transition. So key that, 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Let's not do that. First, let's lock translation rotation so I don't break my parent constraints. Now I should be able, there it goes. So we go, just do it. 3, oh, you know what? Do it like that. I should, once again, if I wasn't so lazy, I'd make a selection set, but oh well, I'll just do it this way. And yeah, I'll leave it like that. Alright. And then, like so. So I hold it on one frame. I'm going to compress my timeline like that. Alright, so I go blink, and it's down for another frame. And then we come back up after 3. So I'll be lazy and just copy that. So now, there he goes. Alright, and then I'll just, same thing. Right in here. And she's shifting her focus back down. I'm lazy, so I just copy paste. Like that. That's a little slow. Let me do that a bit sooner. There it goes. I'm happy with that. And let's see, what I may do is actually just copy to eye blink in here, but I'm going to do a fast one. So with this one I was doing like 3 frames to up and down. I'm going to squish that down to 2, so it'll be a much quicker motion. Like that, see? Whereas before, it's subtle, but it's a little different. So it's the difference between a transition eye blink, right, where you're shifting your focus, versus like some things in my eye, or I want to like water my eyes again, in a standard just common blink. Get another one in here. I'm going to push that a little sooner because she's going to do this head tilt up here. We'll try it back there. Walking, talking, Stephen Hawkins is back. Ladies and gentlemen, back in the house. 2 years younger. It's the lighting. It's the lighting. And I actually had my Dorian Gray painting touched up a bit, so that helped as well. What's going on, man? Long time no see. Yeah, I took a big break, mainly, well, a couple reasons, but I mean the key thing was that I was just trying to make some headway in the game, but I also went back to my freelance job, started doing some animation work, which I did for a couple of months, and could still go back to again too. I tried to finish and come back to the game dev stuff, but they just hit me up yesterday going, do you mind coming back to do a little more work? Worked on a TV show that can't quite talk about yet, but once it comes out, I'll spill the beans. This American teeth thing, and I can't help but see it everywhere now. American people really do have nice teeth. Thank you. You know what? I'd love to say that it was like years of discipline and that kind of stuff, but it was just genetic luck. Yeah, I didn't do braces. This is pretty much what I was born with, so I got kind of lucky in that. So thank you to my parents for choosing each other wisely. But yeah, that was just. I'll take credit for it, but just dumb genetic luck right there. And then here I am, date myself, over half a century now that I've been on the stupid globe, and knock on wood, I still have not had a cavity, which is awesome. Gotta do that sooner. Let's bring that back down. So, what's been going on, man? Trash, I had braces for 6 to 8 years. Oh, that's cool. Never had a cavity. That's cool. Jeez. So you were doing the metal for like 6 or 8 years. That's brutal. So what's been going on with you, man? It has been a while. I'm sure we got some catching up to do. Anything exciting? They're pretty good. Pandemic. Panda. Is that a panda thing? Like the bears with the white and the black that you see in the zoo, or the? No, I haven't heard anything about that. No. Yeah. The tragedy, or I guess the silver lining for me is that they're going extinct. Damn it. Oh, that sucks, man. So sad. But yeah, because of what I do, because I work in front of the computer, and I was fortunate that the work that I did. Yeah, so this goes a million years back, right? I mean, I guess specifically a year and a half ago. When I came back home, I brought a little remote box that allowed me to work on. At the time, I was working on the 3rd season of Santa Clarita Diet, right? I've talked about this. The little Mr. Ball Legs, the little creepy spider with all the eyes, and I was sort of like the guinea pig, right? They gave me this remote box that allowed me to access their computer that was 250 miles away, right, without actually having direct access to the data, right? I just had a very long HDMI mouse and keyboard cable, right? And the computer was over there. Fast forward to a year and a half later, and the entire company is basically using that same method. So I got to be, I got to be the trailblazer there. But yeah, when I went back to work recently, I was, just doing that. So I mean, I get up in the morning, come over here, sit in front of the computer, work like crazy, eat occasionally, exercise occasionally, and sleep. So it's, I obviously I see the effects, but it's just in my little, I don't know, either really cool or sad and pathetic world, depending on your point of view, I guess. It hasn't really had as much of an impact. So I mean, I've been fortunate in that sense, I guess. But I still love pandas. All right, so I think what I want to do here is actually have her come up with the eyes. Go bigger. Let me get some audio here so I can see what she's actually saying here.
Planet.
And...
Yeah. You know what? Actually, I want to go big here and keep that for a while. There are no cases. There are no cases of pandas in your area anywhere. Yeah. Well, how stuck are you? I'm curious about that. I mean, I've mentioned that here in Vegas, we have this weird kind of quasi thing where the irony is the fact that actually Vegas is doing really well. The dirty secret is the fact that a lot of the larger casinos have now shut down midweek, right? So Tuesday to Thursday, Monday to Thursday, they physically just closed down, right? And open up only on the weekends. So what they're doing is sort of like just grouping all of their customers on those weekends, and they only have to keep the staff on for those reduced days. So they're not making as much money as they did last year, of course, or I guess 2019, but they're doing fantastic because they're paying a lot less in terms of staff. Why do you know the casinos close? Oh, the bars open, pubs and bars open 2 months ago. Okay, that's good. Because it's local news, right? That's you watch the news, that's all they talk about here. Because I mean, you have to understand, when the news comes on, they talk about the three most important things that affect us in Las Vegas, which is tourism, and I just read about this. Oh yeah, tourism. So it's kind of hard to avoid that, you know. Kind of hard to avoid that topic here. Into this Discord hibby-jibby, and you got me into it, and I opened my own server about halfway into quarantine. Oh, sweet. That's cool. How's that going? I unfortunately do not spend as much time on it as I should, as most game developers do. I'm very responsive to stuff that comes in, but I'm terrible at generating content, which is what you have to do. If you want a vibrant Discord server, you really need to keep feeding the beast, so to speak. I don't know how to check, but last time someone pointed out, you have 1,300 members? Really? Holy crap, dude. That's phenomenal. I got like 50. Yeah, I know. Give or take. Really? Alright, so are you famous? You just didn't tell me? How did you pull off 1,300? Or are you just like posting all kinds of terrible stuff about pandas? Give calls, but I got 3 teenagers to help me. Nice. That's awesome, man. Congratulations on that. Wow. Suddenly my server feels exceptionally inadequate. Exceptionally. I think you score more members in a day than I have in my entire server. Stocks during quarantine. Oh, okay. Brilliant. No wonder. And see, now I want to join in on that. Oh, as a matter of fact, you know what? Oh, that sucks. Where's my boob? My boob. Where are you, man? My boob, come here, man. This is what you want to. So, my boob is one of our London-based buddies. Your boob, my boob. He's in the high score table. He's based in London, and young bright kid that looks like he's really trying to make the right choices, and he wants to get an investment, right? He wants to. That's exactly what he's interested in now. I lost him. I was pushing him towards game dev, and then I kind of slipped away. When I came back, he was like, yeah, screw game dev, man. I'm going to get rich doing stocks. So, too bad he's not here, man. He'd be hitting you up for sure. Going, okay, here's what I want to do. And my boob, your boob. It helped me a lot with learning English. And I'm learning even more about stocks, too. Right people there. That's awesome. Congrats, man. 1,300, though. That is absolutely phenomenal kind of numbers, though. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to monetize that. There might be, but I mean, my numbers are nothing, so there's nothing to monetize. Not like that, though. Wow. That's cool. So you got yourself a little hobby going, but it's blown up big time for you, it sounds like. Alright, let me turn the audio back on here because I want to see if this is...
And...
No, that's still... I want to delay this so it comes back down here.
And the tribbles back.
I think I have her squint, right? Just to really emphasize it. You don't want to monetize it? The chat is already slow. Just make it slower. Fair enough. Fair enough.
And
that's cool. Alright, so I do want to hear, and then I'm going to make her squint.
And
I'll cheat. Drag this one over. And then grab the eyes here and open them back up just a little bit. if I can.
And the Tribble.
Yeah. Okay, so I think what I need to do is split the difference. Because right now it's kind of hitting a wall there. Yeah. Where's the other one? There he is. Alright. So, what I'm going to do is, these should be about the same. Yeah. Let me squish these down. Alright. So then I'm going to move this one over a couple and then delete this one. Like so.
And the Tribble's back.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, it's going to be coming out on, I got Microsoft's blessing. So, yeah, sorry about that. I thought I had Xbox before, but yeah. And as a matter of fact, actually, I already had a demo version of the Tribbles, which is like super old at this point. There was, they had like a demo feature on Xbox, so it got there and yeah, it got some decent feedback. It got some write-ups and reviews.
And the Tribble's back.
Good.
But yeah, I think that's going to be my focus. The irony is that when I started this, the whole point was to make it initially for mobile, right? iOS, Android, but I'm kind of flipping things now, and so the primary focus is going to start off on Steam, Xbox, and Switch, and then I'll bleed back down into mobile. Because, to be totally honest, mobile is the hardest to generate real revenue, right? I mean, I won't be able to charge the price that I charge for consoles on mobile. And out of those, it's a very finite amount of people that are willing to actually pay anything for an app. And, you know, ads, now that Apple's changing their stupid rules again, right, about being able to track individuals or get any kind of information, that means ad revenue is going to take a massive hit in terms of profitability. So anyways, long story short is that I've sort of flopped it, right, where it was mobile going on to consoles. Now it's more like console, PC, and then going on to mobile afterwards. Riggy! Harvey Dent, can we trust him? What's going on, man? What's going on? So, Riggy, just for you, man, I looked up Cameo, and they do have performers there that can actually slowly becoming Gordon from Batman? Commissioner Gordon? Oh, I am? Oh, wait, so now I'm Gary Oldman? Is that it? I'm metamorphosizing into Gary Oldman? Yeah, so I was looking at Cameo, the website, and there are people on there that just do impersonations. You're getting there? Great. Okay. Well, if I could have his talent, I would be okay with that, I think. But so yeah, so you know, if this starts going sideways, then I will definitely start looking into doing impersonations of Jim Carrey and maybe maybe a certain turtle kind of guy as well. Maybe a little Dana Carvey in there as well. Do a Hans and Franz thing. That's if all this game and the animation work goes to
the
hell.
Tribble's back as well.
Which so far it hasn't.
And the Tribble's back as well. The Tribble's
Alright, and then what I'll do is I'll emphasize this, like here. Go back. Where do I have that bright one? Go copy. Do it here. That might be a little slow. When Tribbles doesn't go as planned, go to the backup plan of Cameo. Well, that, and also the animation work too, right? Yeah, I think you were here when I showed the reel, right? I know that Walk and Talkin' wasn't around, but I actually updated my animation demo reel for the first time in half a decade. And for a potential job,
back.
which still was a good reel. Thank you. Yeah, still waiting to get word on that. Hopefully,
Tribble's back
sometimes
as well.
they go away. Yeah, it's a bit sharp.
Back as well. Back.
Okay, so we gotta make that smoother.
Tribble's back as well.
that's going to be too much. So I'm going to dial that down. There. That should be more like
Tribble's
it.
back as
Oops. Wrong window.
Tribble's back as well.
That's better. Lurk for a minute. That's cool, man. I'm here for a little while longer. Like I said, I'm doing my 1 hour shtick here. Yeah, just sort of like touching base with you guys, showing you the progress.
The Tribble's back.
And then going right back to work. And also, more importantly, throwing the disc for Penny. So she'll be doing her cameo. Yeah, she's already at the door. She's early today. But, yeah, I'll let her do her cameo here in a little while.
The Tribble's back as well.
Yeah, there we go. I like that. So she's... I don't know... I guess it's sort of open interpretation, but I like the idea that she kind of, like, tweaks the captain, right? Because she obviously disrespects him all the time. You know, so here...
And the Tribble's back as well.
So, I mean, it is kind of neat. She's, like, doing that little flash, like, ha ha ha.
Back as well.
And then... So now I have, like, kind of squinty eyes, and I want to get out of that. So the easiest way to do that is just to go into a blink. I got all selected, so go copy. I'll do it in the when she says as well.
As well.
What?
Bull's back as well.
What?
Oh, you know what? Actually, I may do that when she does a head tilt instead. How about that? That might be
What?
better.
Well.
Yeah. So around 244. Like that.
Back as well.
What?
Ooh, that's late.
Back as well.
What?
It's still a little late.
As well.
What?
It's as well.
What?
And then she
What?
never come right back up again, I guess. Or
What?
not.
What?
Like that.
As well.
What?
Ooh. Let me fix that.
Well.
What?
It's back.
Is it? Oh, why is that overly large? Put all those back to 1, like so. And 1 as well.
Bull's back as well.
What?
It's Bull's back.
I think I want to hold on to this. Ah. So, just have to raise it just a little like that.
Bull's back as well.
Yeah,
Back.
that's a bit sharp.
Back. Bull's back as well.
Yeah, that's better.
Bull's back as well.
What?
Tribble's back as well.
What?
It's back.
It just does like a little blink down.
Back as well.
What?
It's back.
I could do one here. So, for anyone still hanging around in there, it feels like chatting. Anything going on this weekend? Not much here. More of pretty much what you see here.
It's back.
No.
It's back.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe fertilize the lawn.
Yes.
You know, fun homeowner stuff like that.
It's back.
No.
Yes.
No. No.
Ooh, a little late there. You know what I haven't done lately is hit Control S and saved my progress. That would have sucked.
Yes.
No.
I've done that before. I've lost lots of work.
No.
Let's see. It's still a little late. Let me push that up a couple frames.
No.
Yes.
No.
Because
I think. Actually, I'm going to see if I can make this head. A little slower. My boob, there he is. That's the man we're talking about earlier. My boob, where you been, buddy? I don't know if Walking Talking is still around, but that is, if he's still here, walk and talk and say hello. That is, you're late a little bit. You know, hey, fashionably late is good. But there is a gentleman here, walk and talk, and Stephen Hawkins, who has been setting up a Discord channel where he's been talking about investing, stock stuff. So that is a dude you want to say hello to if he is still floating around. So yeah, your ears probably were burning because I was talking about you a few minutes ago.
It's back.
No.
Yes.
No!
There you go. Happy with that. Please send a link. There you go. Walk and talk, and buddy, you still around, man? You got someone that is very interested. I don't know if he went into lurker mode, so we'll see. We'll see if he chimes in. But yeah, so he was talking about the fact that since we last spoke, he actually set up a Discord server, and he has 1,300 members, which is just an insane number, man. That's like the same number I have, only like, you know, 1,000 times more. Oh, it's funny because it's true. Yeah, 1,300, man. That's what he said. That's impressive.
Yes.
No!
Yep. So, yeah, hopefully he comes back around. Otherwise, maybe he'll, I don't know. He's further east of you, so he may have just kind of chimed in to say hello and put himself to sleep because he's way far ahead of you. But if not, hopefully he comes back around sometime next week and you can chase him down. Where's he from? I believe. Please don't yell at me if I'm wrong. What did he say? No. Norway. Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say Norway. I should have gone with my first instincts. Norway. So I think he's at least a little further ahead of you. I think you're 8. I think he's more like 10 or 11. Maybe. Or maybe I'm just screwing up my time zones. Do not know for sure. 1 hour. Okay. So what? 9, 10, 11. So yeah, so he's like midnight. If he's like old like me, midnight, you're kind of going, yeah, I'm going to sleep. You know, I either head to the bed or I'm just gonna fall asleep right here in the chair.
Yes.
No! Lock the ship down!
All right. And then
Sir.
we can do a slow drag out here. Go paste. Whoa! How did that get all broken? Look at that crap. What the hell's up with that? Alright, so that's Fugard. Let's go back here and grab one of these guys. Oh, or maybe I don't have it. No, I got everyone selected, right? Yeah. Yeah, I got everyone selected, so why was that busted? Let's try that again. Copy? Have to get ready for school, that's why I haven't been active. Oh, that's cool. You all set up now? You all prepped and ready? Let's see, March. So when does it start up again for you guys? Are you're still doing remote, or are you actually doing in person? That's a big debate going on here in the U.S.
Yeah.
School for me has not been an issue for a very long time. We just would bring our rock tablets and our chisel, you know, and take notes. Oh, okay, you're doing it in person. Cool.
No! What? No! Lock the ship down!
So, are you stoked about actually getting back in person, or you kind of like the old? Oh yeah, it happened today. Is it one of those quick turnaround things, or do you have to sit and wait for a response?
Sir,
Kinda? You kinda have to wait?
Sir, it's...
Or are you kinda excited about actually getting back in person?
Sir, it...
I'm not sure which one that pertains to.
Sir...
A little sooner.
Sir, it's... Sir...
Maybe push this up as well.
Sir, it's...
Kind of excited? Ah, that's cool.
Sir, it's
Yeah, I mean, if you got your friends, I don't know if, you know, if it's one of those things that if you're able to hang out with them outside of school, then it's less of an issue. But if it's one of those things that there's plenty of friends that you're only able to see at school, then I can understand the motivation wanting to get back into that. Yeah, I can't believe I'm back. And then the next day you're like, oh God, I can't believe I'm back. Oh.
Sir, it's just a tribble. Sir, it's just.
I think I'll do an emphasis here. Like so.
Just.
See how that's gonna look. There he is. There you go. My boob, there you go. Walk and talking, my boob, walk and talking. And my boob, when you get like super rich, you know, I want like a little piece of the action there. No, yeah, absolutely. No, you missed the conversation, but I'm the one that's been peddling you for the last 10 minutes, so please, feel free.
It's just a tribble. It's just a tribble.
So yeah, share away.
It's just a tribble.
Do it!
Just a.
Don't want to go back down. Let's just go here. And go to the default position, but just drag it out a little longer.
Just a tribble.
Do it!
Sir, it's just a tribble.
Do it!
He's getting all squinty-eyed here now.
Tribble.
So yeah, you can either post it here, or if you want, you can post it to him directly in a direct message. I'm fine with either, of course. But yeah, you're in. Oh, sweet. There you go. But yeah, my boob, give him a quick rundown of what you're talking about. Like, give him the recap. You know, of what you're pursuing there. Since I've lost you to video games in favor of making lots of money with stocks, you can give them the idea there.
It's just a tribble. It's a tribble. Tribble. It's just a tribble.
Do it!
Not create it, but once in a while we get really lucky and find a gem that can give you a good start. Well, yeah, Maboob and I talked about that before, because that was one of the things I was emphasizing, was that, you know, you do not want to bet the farm, euphemistically and literally speaking. But yeah, he was yeah, and he was talking about doing it with discretionary funds, right? You know, so I mean, to me, that's the proverbial house money, right? To me, if it's discretionary funds, then I see no issues with pushing ahead with that kind of stuff.
Tribble.
Do it! Do it!
Right.
Do it!
It's pretty simple. AT&T, Coke, Apple, Disney. Those are the main ones. I own half of those. I got no Apple. I got no Disney. Yeah, and that's what something I was talking about when I was talking to him before, is that I'm a big fan of the slow monolithic blue chips. That's my personal preference. Trained at an early age by my brilliant grandfather.
Just a tribble.
Do it!
So I'm not one of those that's like the buy and sell kind of guys. I'm just one of the ones that like sort of like gets a couple of the stocks and then don't have that as the main long terms. Yeah. Cool. There you go, man. My boob. Perfect help. Build up, but I'm going to build other income, making a side hustles to fund it. All right. Feel free to share, just as long as it's not going to incriminate you.
Do it!
So in this case, I want to go ahead and grab these guys because I want to lean them in a bit. So here, I'm gonna go ahead and like really get her kind of pissed. Saying do it. That is the amazingly talented Ed Mace. Ed has been doing voice talent work for me for since my very first game. By seeing their face. Oh, really? You want to see an actual? Okay. Let's see if I can even find it. Let's see if I can. Let's see. You know what? I don't know if I have. Here you go. How about this? Here. He's kind of rocking oh, Paul Schaefer look there. And there you go, came up as suggested. Yeah, he's been doing it for like decades. It's amazing. There you go. Very talented guy. So amazing voiceover artist. He actually did a voice of one of the characters for Brawl Stars. How's that for name dropping, right? There you go. I'm lucky I knew him when I got grandfathered in that I can actually still get his services. But yeah, plays bass in a couple of bands. So very cool guy. Let's see.
Do it! Secure.
Alright. So we got that, and oops, we gotta get rid of some keyframes in here that are looking ugly. You applied apprenticeship. Oh, sweet! Very cool, man. Very cool. Yeah, you were talking about that before. Well, see, I think you were. I guess you hadn't done it before. You were like starting the process. You were gonna do it. So best of luck with that, man. Yeah, he mentioned that construction. And we got on the subject of he lives in like a suburb area outside London, kind of like in the same way I'm in a like suburb area versus Las Vegas, and we were discussing about how construction is. I read a story that said if you're in construction and you're in Las Vegas, you're guaranteed employment right now. I mean, the amount of building because, and once again, all the people are fleeing California, and the taxes and the fires and the power outages. A lot of them are relocating to different states, including here in Nevada. Although I wouldn't be surprised a lot of them kind of go up to Reno instead.
Do it! Do it! Do it!
Alright, you know what? I'm going to mute here because we're good and you don't have to keep getting subjected. There you go. That's pretty good. I'm okay with that. Let's see. Yeah. Plan for how much you are saving investing. Mabu, what'd you say? About $40-50 million? Give or take? A couple dozen million? Excuse me. Alright. Copy this so I can paste it back here, like so. Dave Ramsey's investment calculator. Oh, he is. He is, but make a safe plan. Slow and safe is in it, yeah, you know, hey, I'm happy with the fact that this is kind of what I was suggesting before, you know. Because I'd just gotten out of high school and was going into college when my grandfather pulled me aside and was giving me that advice. 2K and then invest as much as I can, but the minimum 6K and spend some. Wow. That 6K is actually a really good start, though. Yeah. I mean, Mabu can mention his age, but yeah, he's still doing the high school thing. So I think he's so much further ahead than a lot of other people. Oh, crap. Why did that pop? Alright, so I think I'm going to delay that. There you go. 16, but then you're, what'd you say, you're like 12'9" in height? You're like... What the hell? What is that? Alright, so then I just need to squish down. Yeah, I know, he has great future ahead of him. Yep. Penny just shoved her head in the door. She just pushed against it trying to open it because she knows it's 12 after 3. 6'2". There you go. Penny's upset because she's like, it's my time. We're supposed to be out in the backyard now. Get there soon. We just finished this bit. Actually, I think I can cheat it down here. Like so. There you go. It's too bad that they don't have the trading floor going like it used to, because you could just, you know, you could be doing like the flashing the symbols kind of thing and just walk up to the guy and it's kind of like, here, you're investing in this, right? Lift him up like Darth Vader. Alright, hopefully that's gonna look okay. Yeah, why does that look squished still? Oh, because I didn't come back up, did I? Let me fix that. Yeah, that's why. There he goes. Let's stretch that out. This way. Oh, let me grab everybody here. Controls here, because I'm going to extend that blink since she's doing the head tilt. Ooh, way too long. That looks terrible. It's still not quite. Maybe go into it slower. No, you know what? That looks like crap. I'm going back to what I had. But if you can help and give advice along my journey, would be really appreciated. As you're back getting those. Yeah, well, since he sent you that DM, man, it sounds like you guys can chat it up on Discord, you know, along with his other 1,300 people looking for input. But, you know, I'm making the connection here, so you get to jump straight to the front of the line since we're pals. Alright, I think we're good here. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Or, yeah. Cool. There you go, man. Glad that happened. Walking Talking, thank you so much, man. I mean, I gave what advice I could, which was like marginal at best. You know? But that's awesome. That is Kismet. Meant to be. Avoid losing. That, of course, is the pay. Of course. You know, winning. You know, it's like better than losing. Oh, crap. What movie was that? Winning. You know, it's like better than losing. Alright, and I think I just added some eye blinks and then one more head tilt. So I'll hang here while I just finish the eye blink stuff, and then I'm going to wrap it up for the day. So I'm going a little further. If it's alright with you guys, I'm going to hang in a few more minutes. I think the only one that's going to be upset about it is Penny. Umar in the server, 20 years old, from Manchester, if I recall correctly. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I don't think, especially people that are young, I don't think they comprehend 25 pounds into 18. Okay, that's impressive, but that's also not a standard thing for sure. But you know, the wondrous world of compound interest, I think that's where the magic truly is, right? I'm sure Walkie Talkie can speak on that. Wait, why is the mouth moving there like so? That's weird. Okay, I'll fix that in a second, but the mouth is like dislodging itself on the side. I gotta figure out what the hell's going on. Yeah, you love compound interest. Aaron, what up, buddy? Let's see. Oh, with the C, not a K. You were close, but just type in toss disc with a C. Don't get sucked into the world of dividends. They sound too good to be true, and they are. That's true. You get your dividend check, and you kind of go, they literally spent more time and effort printing out the paperwork and this check than is actually the value of the check. Welcome back, man. There you go. So Nike's really good on dividends? Oh, that's good to know. Yeah, you can see there's Maboob in the list there. One of his older usernames. Yeah, that is true. Doing great, man. Yourself? Finally back at it again. I actually, as the little ticker tape down here mentions, I actually have a really robust version of the game now available for free on Steam. Free, totally free, which is in playtest. So you can actually play the full version of the game in its current form while I finish it up and offer feedback. Well, that's good. Been okay? Glad to hear that. Yeah, I snuck away for a while, but I'm definitely back for, you know, and part of what I've done now is shifted it, so rather than doing like multiple hours, I'm just going to do like 1 hour, or in this case, I'm 1 hour 20, whatever it turns out to be, a couple days a week. But yeah, glad you made it back, man. So what strategy? Uh-oh, here's the, yeah, let's pull the curtain back. Let's get the magic weapon there. Oh, shoot, that's not right. Okay, 577. Copy. Yep. Is it technical or fundamental stuff? Long term, short term? Hey, good questions. Alright. I might push that a little sooner. And then the last one will go right here. And then this one, definitely gonna stretch it out. On both ends, let me change this up here. Yeah, that's good. I like that drawn out. Yep. Alright, so let me figure out what was going on with the mouth here. Let's see. No, there shouldn't be anything moving. I went up on Wall Street. Never heard of it. Okay, why is that mouth sticking out there? I have the jaw. Oh, that's why. Let me see if I can make that go away. Delete. That didn't do it. Delete. It just slips out there. What the hell is with that? That's weird. There's a... Oh, there it is. Oh, there's the culprit. I think I found the culprit. So if I delete this one, it should snap back. Kind of. Delete. There it is. Now we're good. Oh, crap. Did I just break all of our dialogue? Okay, let me undo all that. Oh, wait. No, I didn't. It's just the head bob. She's not actually speaking there. There we go. Alright. I'm going to hit Control S. Unless I totally broke this. One more time. Do one more playthrough. Because I think I'm pretty much done with this. So let's take a look. One more time. Once more with feeling.
The last piece of equipment is now on board, sir.
Terrific. Good riddance to that whole planet.
And the Tribble's back as well.
What?
It's back.
No.
Yes.
No! Lock the ship down!
Sir, it's just a Tribble.
Do it! Security, go floor to floor until you find and vaporize that mangy furball!
Alright,
The
let's get one more look at this part
The
here.
ship down!
Sir, it's just a Tribble.
Do it! Security, go floor
Okay,
to
I'm happy
floor
with
until
that.
you find
Should've
and
little ice squint.
vaporize that mangy furball!
Cool. Alright, I still have to do the ears, but I won't do that now. Swing trade could be right term for it. Eh. Alright. So, I hate to cut you guys off, but I'm going to drop off here in just a second. But you guys can obviously continue the conversation on Walk-In Talkin's very, very popular. Everyone's dying to get into it. His Discord channel with his thousands of members. You have a long time in the ahead of you in the market. Let's talk some other time. There you go. That's awesome, man. But I'm glad you guys did cross paths. That's fantastic. Really? Well, okay. I'm flattered. Yeah. So, but it's like the student has become the master, right? You know, I was doing the Discord, and then you're kind of like, okay, I guess I have to do this, and you just blew right past me, though. You know, you had obviously something better to sell, of course, but that's awesome, man. Congratulations on that, for sure. All right, but I'm gonna sneak out of here. My weekend is just about to start here. I know you guys are like way ahead of me. Early next time. See you soon. Yeah, Walk-In Talkin, man. Thanks. I'm glad to see you back here for sure. My boob, as always. Thanks, Aaron, if you're still around. Thanks for visiting as well. But yeah, that'll do it. I'm gonna go ahead and have my boob, you as well, buddy. I'll let Penny do her cameo because she's outside the door and she's biting at the bit to go do that in the backyard for real. So in the meantime, also, let me do this for anyone that wants it. There you go. There is me. Help me catch up to Walk-In Talkin for the numbers. So please join me on Discord. He's got 1,300. I only need a couple more 1,000 to catch him. So, excuse me. YouTube, of course, all these videos, I transfer them over to YouTube. So if you want to check out any of those, you can find it there. And there's the link to Steam. It'll take you to the wish list, but it'll also take you to the main page where you can, as it says, you can actually... I'm going to catch up. There you go. There's the right spirit. Yeah, you can actually play the game right now. You can play it for free. Totally free while I'm still doing the testing. I'm going to hopefully finish up this and do an update to the game demo with this hopefully finished one dropped in there. And then I'll get to work on the third. I got 2 more cutscenes to go. And then a couple more items, and then the game will be done. There you go. Alright guys, have yourself a fantastic weekend. Let me go ahead and unleash the Kraken, otherwise known as the Penny. Here she comes. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Yeah? You ready for some Frisbee? Frisbee? Come here. Yeah? Yep, it is definitely Frisbee time. Yeah, doggy! Give it a second, it'll come back. Wait, I'll wait for it to come back there. 3, 2, 1. I don't know why it does that. I'm too lazy to fix it, but give it a second, it will rebound. Any moment now. Come on, come back. Alright, in the meantime, get one more. You want to come up here? Wow, it totally broke. It don't want to come back. There it is. Finally. Are you going to do it again? Alright. She's ready for game time. That's going to do it, guys. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend. Hope you guys have a good one. I'll do the same, and hope to see you guys again on Monday. Until then, you guys take care of yourselves. Adios.